And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be discussing our solution to the Highway 401 expansion. Please note that this is a hypothetical solution. This isn't what they're actually doing. This is for university courses.
Yeah, because we're using animals, and I'm pretty sure they're not using that. So
they could try.
It's kind of hard. We'll just go on anyways.
Okay. So, to first discuss, these top lanes over here, at least for you, these are your bottom lanes, these are our westbound lanes, and over here is our eastbound lanes. And these red poker chips are intermediate temporary dock site stations throughout the segment of highway. Now, what happens at these stations, Brett?
So basically what's going to happen at these stations is there's going to be a material buildup. What's going to happen is we have our two scrapers represented by our lion and tiger, and they're going to go along and they're going to pick up material, and then they're going to drop the material off at each of the locations. What's going to happen is we're going to have the dozer come along and push the scraper until it's full. The moment the scraper's full, it's going to continue along on its own and then drop off at the location and then come back. While that's going on, the dozer is going to turn around and then he's going to come back and push the next scraper. So the two scrapers will be going along, and then the dozer is going to be waiting for quite a bit of time. So once they have cut all the material and placed it in different locations, then we've got the grader. So the grader comes along and it gets that last little bit of material that the scrapers can't get. So the grader comes along and he slowly scrapes all the material, and then he'll be dropping off the material in the same locations as well. Then we have this one little section here that has more fill than it does cut. So what's going to happen is we're going to have our loader, which is represented by the giraffe, and our bottom dump trucks, which is represented by the beavers. So the loader is going to fill up the bottom dump truck. It's going to come and drop it off in the little section here, and then they'll come back. Once all the material is filled here, we have our hippo, the compactor. He's going to come along and compact it until it's all flat. So now we have a completely flat surface. The grader's done everything. Then what do we do, Mary?
Then we have, again, our loader, the giraffe, is going to be at the dump site stations. And we have our rear loader trucks, the pigs. So he's going to fill up the trucks, and this is our imaginary line. From this point on, they're going to be going to dump site 1. And then from this side on, they're going to dump over at dump site 2. This is because going from this way, it takes less time and it costs a lot less. And this, from here to there, it's, again, cheaper and costs. Well, cheaper, costs less is the same thing. It takes less time.
Okay.
So once we have everything cut, filled, compacted, we have our green poker chip, and this is at station 18 plus 275. We chose this location because, as you can see here, there's a lot more volume that has to be filled than over here, so it's a little bit more to the east than the center of our locations. So it just takes less travel time. So over here, materials are going to be dumped off from our subbase and our base, and they're going to be loaded by our loader A, the giraffe. And he's going to be loading our beavers, just as before with the fill, but they're going to be filling up the area first with subbase. They're going to be doing it to a 300 millimeter depth. So they're going to be going along, and then we have our water tanker that's going to follow them and spread out the area. We have a 2-to-1 ratio, trucks, water tanker, and that's simply because the water tanker can fill up more area than the trucks can. So once those layers are done, our compactor.
So the compactor then comes along and he'll keep compacting the 300 layers. So we're going to have this train continually go along. What's going to happen is once the 300 layers done, it's going to keep going until we reach our subbase level that we want, which is about, I think, just 0.9 meters, and then we go around and do it again with the base. So.
And then, once everything is filled with our material, compacted, then we could do paving, and that paving is a simple standard process that we normally do for paving. We're not going going to go into too much detail about that. And also please note that this is not considering our operational constraints, and if you want to know more about that, you just have to look into our report.